Hey everybody, Michael McGinnis here. One of the previous videos, we talked about the Johari Window, a great framework for self-discovery, basically learning more about who we are. And one of the tools that you can use is to obtain feedback, solicit feedback from others. Well, everybody's going to have their own perception and feelings, and honestly, there's two ways to be able to get feedback, informally and formally. Informally, we ask them individually. Well, we know that people are somewhat awkward about being able to share things with you, particularly constructive kind of feedback, right? Feedback that is not positive, but it's for your development. And so they may not do that. So that's where there's very often tools, particularly in the business world, you can use like 360-degree assessment tools, where, as the name implies, you get feedback from everyone around you, those above you that you report to, your peers and colleagues, as well as, if you're a manager, your direct reports. And they're great tools because you collect data from a number of sources, and then you get a collective of that feedback, basically a score, often some type of a chart. Well, one of the things that's really important when soliciting feedback is to understand the SARA response. SARA, S-A-R-A. And that is S is surprise. The first part is wait a minute, where did that come from? I can't believe, that they would say that. And so you would act really with a surprise in that element. Well, allow that sort of just to come through, come back the next day, and very often you'll go to the A stage, and that is anger, where how could they say that about me? That's ridiculous, right? And again, we don't like very often to receive constructive feedback, otherwise known as negative feedback, right? But constructive feedback, can often set us off the wrong way, and we feel anger. And then we move to the next stage, and it takes work to be able to move to that stage. And that third stage is our rationalization. Well, now we're trying to rationalize why they would say that. Oh, well, of course, they would say that because of this or that, or they don't like me, of course, or, anybody, of course, at that level would say that. And again, you're rationalizing it. So in those first three steps, right, the surprise, anger, and rationalization, we're trying to push that feedback away. Then ultimately, as you settle down and process that, and hopefully you work to the final A stage, that of acceptance. You know what? This is what people are saying about me, so I'm going to step back and accept that this is what they say, right? I don't have to accept it as the truth, but I sure can use it as input. Because collectively, when you get that input, you get to see other people's perceptions of you. Wow, that's powerful. We all have perceptions. And very often the perceptions can help to shape and understand our perception of self. So that's a key element of the framework, is being able to solicit feedback, but being aware of the SARA response.